you can see, we've got our AutoWorks Fuel Enhancer here at the show. And what this is it's a complete fuel system cleaner that cleans all the key engine parts. You can see it takes care of the carburetors, the fuel injectors, the intake valves and ports, all the key areas, makes your engine run much better. But it's got two steps to it. The first step is just a cleaner. The second step is it breaks down the fuel molecules to a much smaller size and incorporates more oxygen into the mix. And what that does is allows you to burn a higher percentage of the fuel, or combust a higher percentage of fuel in your vehicle. And the reason that's good is because right now your car is only burning about 75 to 85% efficiency. And so the rest of that uncombusted or unburnt fuel ends up as deposits and carbon buildup on your lifters and key areas, and emissions going out the tailpipe into the atmosphere, and lost potential. And so by breaking down the fuel molecules into a much smaller size and getting more oxygen in the mix, we're able to burn a higher percentage of fuel. And what that does, it's going to give you less emissions, less carbon buildup, and more power out of the same amount of gas, which raises your fuel economy. And if you look right over here in this chart, what we have is these are all numbers that were self-reported from Market America distributors like yourself. And for the first couple years, I just listened and smiled. But I finally got smart last year and started writing it down, because it's a lot of good information. My initial testing on a controlled track in a controlled environment brought back between 7 and 11% increase in fuel economy. We brought the product to Market America. Market America tested with a bunch of employees. The average was around 10%. And so these are numbers that came from Market America distributors, and they brought back information and said that, you know, they used to get this much, 23 miles per gallon, and now they get 30 miles per gallon. Or certain people looked at it and said, okay, I used to drive 225 or 250 miles in a full tank of gas. Now when I use the AutoWorks Fuel Enhancer, I'm able to drive 75 more miles per tank of gas. And we're still writing down information. I spoke to somebody today with a Ford F-150, and he was getting about 225 miles on a tank of gas, and now he's getting close to 300 miles on a tank of gas. And he noticed that the second time he's used it. The first time he didn't quite notice as much, but by the second tank and went through, he said the numbers just stayed up, and he said they continued to stay up for the last year that way every time he fills it up.
Wow.
So it's a great product. It's really easy to use. And the other thing is, it's an 8-ounce bottle. Each one of these marks is 1 ounce. And 1 ounce will treat up to 17 gallons of gas, or 64 liters. So you don't have to dump the whole bottle in. You're just putting in 1 ounce for the normal tank of gas. And what's really nice is, it's about, the price ends up being about $2 or so per ounce for using it in a tank of gas. And based on the normal average savings and the price per gallon, you can save anywhere from $4 to $7 a gallon, or $4 to $7 on that tank of gas. And so some people would joke and say, okay, let's do a deal. If you give me $2, I'll give you $5 back. And so, that's a pretty good deal. And they say, well, how often do I have to use the product? And I let them know, if you don't use it, you're not going to break down the fuel molecules and get the oxygen benefits and the increased fuel economy. So I guess you could look at it and say, you don't have to use it every time. Just use it when you want to save money.
That's awesome.
And
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and the last thing is the only complaint we've ever had about this product was the cap that it originally came out with. But now we've switched to this new, easy to use, twist open, twist close cap. It makes it really easy to put it right in the engine, right in the fuel tank, and so no more complaints. Everybody's happy.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Shane.
All right, thank you.